Hello everybody! Today I'm going to show you how to use MathSpring. MathSpring is a math tutoring software that teaches you how to solve math problems. So the first thing that you're going to do is to launch Chrome. Chrome is our preferred browser, whether you are in a PC or in a Mac. And you're going to type mathspring.org here in this address line and get to this page. You can read this description here, and then you can click on To Use MathSpring. If you click there, you will see that there's a couple of tests to make sure that your browser is ready, such as testing pop-ups and making sure that Flash works and making sure that your sound is on. And you can make all those checks, and if they don't work, try to solve them with your teacher. After that, you can click on MathSpring, log in here at the bottom. Okay, so here we are at the login page, and I'm going to zoom in a little bit. And I wanted to show you that there's a username box and a password box, but if it's your first day, you will have to click here to the top left to take the first day survey. And I'm not going to go through that, but it will lead you through some questions about how you're feeling about math. Once you're done with that, you can close the window and get back to this point, and then you're ready to log in. I'm going to log in with my username and my password, but you should have your own by now. And now we have logged in, and because it's the first time, it's going to ask us some questions about a variety of things. First, it's going to ask us for first name, your last name initial, and some other questions about how you're feeling about math that you can click through to answer. Okay, I'm just clicking anything right here, but please take this very, very seriously. And then you click on submit. The next screen is going to ask us about who is sitting to our immediate left and to our immediate right, and there's a box here that gives us all the usernames of the people in your class. Please choose the appropriate one and check what the username of the person to your left and to your right is. Right now I don't have anybody next to me, so I'm going to say no one. And here is the dashboard of MathSpring. Finally, it tells us that we're given this baby tree. It will grow as you practice math problems and learn. There are hints, examples, and videos to help us to learn to solve problems. And this little plant will continue to grow as we solve math problems. It eventually might look like this. And now we can start working, and click this button to start working. And here we're going to get a first screen that tells us what these kinds of problems are going to be about. In this case, the next problems are going to be about fractions. Click on New Problem to continue. Click on New Problem. Okay, and here we get an example problem. An example problem means that we have to hit play. Next step.
To find out how much money Dan did not spend, we need to find out
Go through this example, and feel free to adjust the volume. Right now I'm lowering it a little bit. Sometimes it might be too loud or too silent. You can adjust that, right? And the idea of these example problems is that you can go through them little by little and listen to them and hear how a problem gets solved, okay? So after you go through a whole explanation, you can click on Done, but I'm not done yet. So I'm going to go through the whole thing. Listen carefully, and after I understand how the problem is solved, I can click Done, and then I get a chance to practice this time. Okay? This math problem involves ribbon that is 6 2/3 yards long and one piece that is 5 1/3 yards long. If you don't want to read the problem yourself, you can click on Read Problem.
Jessica has one piece of ribbon that is 6 2/3 yards long and one piece that is 5 1/3 yards long. What is the total length in feet of the two pieces of ribbon?
Okay, so this is a problem involving mixed numbers, and we have to find the total length in feet of the two pieces of ribbon. If I have no idea about how to start solving this problem, I can always click on Show Example or Show Video. When I click on Show Example, it will bring a problem that is very similar to that problem, and I can go through it step by step again
20 and 3/4 plus
15. and see how the problem is solved. And maybe that will help. Maybe it won't, but maybe it will help. If it didn't help, we always can click on Show Video. Videos will help us, in this case, to solve problems about adding mixed numbers. And we can go carefully little by little. You can always skip ahead a little bit if you need to. Sometimes the videos are long. You can see if this is helpful to you. When you're done with the video, you can close the window and come back here. Maybe I still don't have all the tools I need to solve this problem, so I can always click on Hint.
total length equals 6 and 2/3 plus 5 and 1/3 yards.
Okay, so this help is very specific to this problem, and it just gives you a little step of the solution. It doesn't solve the whole problem for you. You can always replay a hint.
The total length equals 6 and 2/3 plus 5 and 1/3 yards.
So in case you miss something, you can replay it, right? Now, maybe this wasn't enough either. You can still click on hint again.
3/3 is equal to a whole, or 1. We have 12 yards, but we want the answer in feet, and we know that 1 yard equals 3 feet.
So the idea is there's a lot of hints here, and don't be afraid to click on hint because it won't give you the final answer. It will get to that point maybe when it has solved a lot for you, but it won't give you the answer. You will still have a chance to solve it. Okay, so maybe at this point I can realize that the answer might be this, but what happens if I answer it wrong? Well, I can always ask for another hint,
Let's
right?
use a bar to represent the 12 yards that we have. For each yard, we'll insert a 3 to represent the number of feet. Now, if we just add all the 3's, we'll get the total length in feet.
Okay, so this is really helpful to me. And by now I realize that the answer should be 36 feet. And I'm going to check that, and yeah, indeed. So when I'm ready, I can move on to the next problem. Okay, and I can keep working on problems, and eventually I can even go home again and see, oh, my little plant is growing because I've been making some progress in fractions. When you're done with your day, you can click here to log out. Okay? Let's get started.